hello to everyone. Good morning from the National Stadium at Providence. We greet you with the news that day two, well and truly on in this interesting battle between Barbados Pride and the Guyana Jaguars in the Jaguars' backyard at Providence. Day one ended with Barbados, of course, being bowled out cheaply, 7-6. And I've been advised their lowest total here in Guyana, 76 all out, 29.1 overs. And in reply, the Jaguars at the close of play yesterday, 162 for the loss of 7. John Ramsing will join me in a minute, but it's another wonderful day for cricket. No threat of rain, cotton-like clouds around, and certainly the sun is out as the umpires have made their way out and the players following as well. So another interesting day in the making, John. Good morning to you. You're looking well, again, colorful, and your shades on. Morning, John. Let's talk about a little bit of yesterday and what our expectations would be for today.
Good morning, Matthew, to listeners and viewers. Certainly a nice day of cricket is predicted once again. Weather is good. Both teams so far looking to take the ascendancy, but so far it's been the Guyana Jaguars sneaking their noses in front, mainly because of that devastating bowling performance yesterday, mainly from Raymond Reefer with 5 for 20. And now he's batting again, the overnight not-out batsman, one of the overnight not-out batsmen, and looking very good. So other than the loss of 7 wickets, the Jaguars still controlling this game because they have a healthy lead in the context of this game, low scoring so far. 76 all out by the Barbados Pride in their first innings. And from then on, they were on the back foot. And the Jaguars lost a few wickets because of penetrative bowling. I must say, Jonathan Carter really bowled well. He sent the ball down in some really good areas. And because of his performance yesterday, which started the slide, we must say that he had brought the Barbados Pride back into the game, because right now the Jaguars are leading by 86. If it was a high-scoring game, that 86 could have been a small lead. But in the context of the game, it could be significant.
Right, and let's talk about that lead, John, 86. Now, what do you have in mind? What do you think the Jaguars are looking for in terms of course, as much runs as possible, but what would be maybe an ideal lead to work with?
Ideal is a relative word still, but I think with the pair at the crease, Raymond Reefer, he's well set on 33. With him is Romario Shepherd. We know that he can bat. He is one of the leading all-rounders in this year's tournament. So once they can bat out this session, I think the Guyana Jaguars can extend their lead close to 200 runs, with Pamal and Rama Lewis, who can hold their own with the bat, still to come. If the Guyana Jaguars can stretch their lead to 200, that will be very comfortable for them.
That's very ambitious indeed, but they'll have to bat well. Let's watch Minley first ball to Reefer. Reefer is forward, plays down on the offside of the pitch, and there is no run. Lovely conditions for cricket. Now, hello to everyone. Especially in Barbados. Well, let's say hello, of course, to those following live YouTube, live streaming, of course, around the world, especially in the US and the UK, Canada. Lots of ardent followers of West Indies cricket still. Minley turns in the distance and begins to move in. He's up there now, bowls to Reefer. Reefer lets it go outside the off stump, taken by the keeper. And there is no run. So 162 for 7, leading by 86. Remember, overnight, Reefer 33, not out, Shepherd 7. And 60 overs bowled in the Jaguars' innings at that stage. But for them to take this lead on now to over 100 and then 150 plus, of course they're looking to get a batting point, 200. And they must have discussed that, because if you've chalked up 4.8 bowling points already, you obviously would want some batting points. And if they can get up to that 200 mark, get a batting point and 250, they will be able to take it from there. Points is very important here in this tournament. Outside the off stump, taken by the keeper, and there is no run. Of course, Captain Brooks using Minley now from the far end of the pavilion, and he bowled well from the commentary box in yesterday, John.
Yes, I think all of the bowlers, all of the seam bowlers especially from the Barbados Pride side, they had decent first spells. I think they used the ball very good, landing in some very good areas and having the batsmen play some loose shots. And you can really look at Hemraj, first of all, who started it. Johnson got a beauty, but other than that, it was the bowlers who could be credited for their efforts yesterday.
Outside the off stump again, no shot offered by Reefer, no run. A slip on what you would call a fourth slip position. Then there's a backward point cover on the boundary, extra cover mid-off, mid-on, backward square, and the fine leg for you. That's the field placement for you. So another beautiful day for cricket. Just about 6 or 7 spectators in the green stand here at Providence. The red stand done over beautifully, John. I guess all in preparation for international cricket coming up. With India coming in July, here is a ball that's on the line of the off stump, and Reefers is forward defensive and plays it down towards extra cover, and there is no run. But Reefers had a good game so far. 5 wickets, 5 for 20, and now he's 33 not out.
I said to him yesterday, it seems as if you save your best for the Barbados Pride side, but he said it just happens that way. Indeed, he's been a very hard and consistent worker, and even this morning, quite early, he was having a knock. It seems as if he's determined to take the Guyana Jaguars very deep into this game, maybe single-handedly.
Minley, right hand over the wicket, Reefers forward defensive, nice stabbing defensive shot. Again into the offside, picked up down at extra cover. No chance of a run. That completes a maiden over. The first over from Minley, bowling from the pavilion and a maiden. It's 162 for 7.
Good testing over from Minley to start, but Reefer, quiet so far, not trying to do anything too ambitious. Just continuing from where he left off yesterday. He had maybe just about 1 or 2 bad shots yesterday, but other than that, he was very tight in defense. He looked very, very composed indeed, Raymond Reefer. And because of his astute batting, Bramble and him added a nice 60-something run partnership that really got the Jaguars nose ahead of this contest, because they lost just about 4 wickets before the overhaul, that total of 76 made by Barbados Pride in their first innings. And they seemed a bit nervous as they were approaching 76 even. But because of Reefer mainly, and then Bramble to some extent, they were able to pass it. And since then, they looked a bit more confident. And like I said, mainly because of what Raymond Reefer has been doing with the bat.
And I thought Cummins bowled pretty well yesterday as well. He makes his way now. He's up and bowls to that Shepherd. Shepherd is on the back foot and punches it down towards mid-on. And there is no runs. He's picked up a wicket yesterday. He got Johnson. Caught at the wicket. That was an unplayable delivery. And Cummins, would have played a couple of test matches for the West Indies, 13 tests actually, and he's taken 27 test wickets, so he's got a bit of experience. It's not been included in the West Indies side with this England tour, but he comes in now. He's up, passes umpire Ramdani, and Shepherd gets a beautiful delivery, one that almost cut him in half. He had to pull the bat quickly inside the line, allows it to go by to be taken by the keeper, and there is no runs. He's taken his tally in terms of first-class wickets to 169. He's got 9 5-wicket hauls and a 10-wicket haul with a best of 7 for 45. Miguel Cummins, right-hand fast bowler, begins to move in now. Nice, smooth, rhythmic approach. Passes the umpire, bowls to Shepherd. Shepherd is punching down towards mid-off, onto the back foot again, jumping into line as he plays down on the offside up towards mid-off, no run. Hello to everyone in Barbados. What a lovely island it is.
Certainly is indeed. We've got to say good morning to our friends near and far in Barbados. And if we continue to call names, we may be here for another day or two. So many friends we have in Barbados.
Let's
say good morning to them all.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, what a lovely place. Here is Cummins. Comes up, bowls to Shepherd. Shepherd gets the ball and beats him outside the off stump. That was a beauty. And we talked about the delivery that got Johnson yesterday, John. It was a beauty. One that pitched, and Johnson could have done nothing else but played at it. And really, it was an unplayable delivery. Got the nick, taken by the keeper. And again, now we've seen Cummins starting pretty nicely so far.
What Cummins has been doing so far is keeping it very simple. Not trying to get swing, but just full and straight.
Here is a ball that he's driving, got the outer portion of the bat, all through the point area, just forward of point actually, to the right of the field at point, and he's come back for a second one, driving a little bit loose on that occasion. Shepherd, good delivery again, And I think Cummins knows his man. He knows what he's looking for here from Shepherd. He picked up 2 runs. Two streaky runs to get Guyana off the mark this morning, 164 for
If you
7.
remember yesterday afternoon, Shepherd played and missed a few deliveries from Springer right outside his off stump, and perhaps the plan is to bowl him in that 5th stump area.
Here was a ball that strikes him on the pad, loud appeal. Cummins turns around to umpire Ramdani, but he's not interested at all. You didn't even see the hand move from Ramdani. His hand would just move to take the hat, the floppy hat from his clip, and to hand it to Cummins as the over comes to an end. 164 for the loss of 7, John. The Jaguars have added two streaky runs to Shepherd this morning.
Shepherd, lucky to be there, I may say. That looked good. Well bowled from Cummins. Lots of pace in that one, pitching much closer to the body. It's a nice line to Shepherd. And umpire Ramdani probably saw something I didn't see. So he did not give the marching orders. But well bowled to Cummins, working up some pace very early with a ball that is just 63. I say just 63 because not a lot of runs scored really. 63 overs bowled, well 62 to this stage. But was a very good over, good testing over from Miguel Cummins. And that, he must be heartbroken from that one. It looked very good from this vantage point.
Right, so both Vishal Singh and Reefer, 33 apiece. Reefer still at the crease, but Singh got 33 when he batted. So Reefer's on 33, he's on strike. Here is Min Lee. He lets it go outside the off stump, taken by the keeper, no run. A few questions for you, John. Do you know approximately maybe close to 7,000 Guyanese live in Barbados? Probably live and work. Well, a number of them work in Barbados and have contributed well to.
I know there's a high number, relatively high number, I must say, because I think the overall population for Barbados is just about 225,000.
No, it's more. It's about,
more?
Yeah, it's more. I think the last census would have shown there somewhere around 280 plus, 286,000 plus. Here was a ball that's on the off stump driven, nice shot. Minley got a hand to it and nicely backed up by Cummins at mid-off. No run.
It's
286,000 approximately.
It's an interesting piece of stat there, Matthew, because you know that there are Guyanese pretty much anywhere in the world, everywhere in the world. And Barbados or Caribbean sisters, they have lots of Guyanese as well. But to say that there are just about 7,000, that's very interesting indeed. I didn't know.
And it's a small island, isn't it? Here is a ball that makes a little height onto Reefer. He's jumping into line and just stabs it out into the offside, picked up with extra cover. No run. The capital, Bridgeton, of course. Bridgeton has got probably over 110,000 in terms of population, their largest town, of course, Bridgeton. Known for its lovely beaches and botanical gardens. You've been there, haven't you?
Yes, quite a few times indeed.
And you love Barbados, don't you?
Barbados is really a nice place.
Right. So 21 mile by 14 mile, that's the geography of Barbados. A small island, but lovely indeed. And you look at the many tourists that visit there. They're leading in terms of tourism in the Caribbean. That's a ball driven, nice shot down through cover. There's a field on the boundary out there for that shot. So he gets a single reefer, and he will now become the top scorer so far for the Guyana first innings. He's gone to 34, 165 now for the loss of 7.
Taking it in singles, taking it in stride as they come. Raymond Reefer, not trying too many things right now, just keeping it simple. That delivery was pitched up from Mindley just outside line of the off stump, and he drove it to cover for a single. Shepherd now, the Guyana Jaguars low order batsman. He started yesterday with a bit of a concern to his right toe, so he will have to battle long now to take the Guyana Jaguars perhaps past the 200 mark, and then they can continue from there on. But the way he has been batting, hanging his bat outside that off stump, the Barbados Pride bowlers will fancy themselves against him.
Mindy will have his first bowl to Shepherd. Shepherd is across and punches it down towards cover. And there is no run. Barbados and Guyana, of course, gained independence in the same year, 1966. 26th of May for Guyana and the 30th of November for Barbados. So nice in terms of familiarity, actually.
And I have a piece of a stat for you as well, now that you've mentioned our independence. There's a Bajan that lives, of course, in Barbados right now, but he was born on the independence of Guyana, 26th of May, 1966. His name is Andrew Mason. I guess that's why he loves Guyana so much.
Oh, yes. Here's a ball that's turned into the onside. Picked up by the field out there. That's Bouch, it looks like. 165 for the loss of 7. I didn't realize that Craig Brathwaite actually shares the same date of birth with me in terms of month, date and month. 1st of December, actually, he's born. Craig Brathwaite. When I was doing a little bit of research on these players, that's how I discovered that Craig Brathwaite is born on the 1st of December. Same as my birthday. Totally different. And I was trying to do some comparisons when I used to bat for my playing a little cricket for my village. I don't think I batted like Craig Brathwaite at all, but I never wanted to be dismissed. I can tell you that. I never wanted to be dismissed. But interesting, when you look at Barbados and what happens in that lovely island, small island but beautiful. And the convention will be held, the umpires convention will be held there actually, July 6th to 13th this year. It's every 2 years, the Wisways convention. So I'm looking forward to that. And as I said yesterday, it'd be nice to meet that gentleman, Sir Everton Weeks, the 94-year-old, one of the oldest test players to be alive today, and a man who's contributed tremendously to cricket in Barbados and the West Indies and the world at large. Here is Cummins. He's on his way now. He bowls to Reefer. Reefer gets a nice lifting delivery, good bounce, no ball, signaled by umpire Ramdani. One more to the total, 166 now for the loss of 7. But and again, a little bit more of Barbados. My little reading up of that island. Pretty nice. They've got their leatherback turtles actually there. And the best time to view them, I learned, would be around February to July. Anything about leatherback turtles, John? You like turtles, do you?
I actually love the wildlife, so yes.
Right. Here is Cummins bowls on the middle stump again, making a little height onto Reefy's across, plays it into the onside, no run. But the fact that they lead in terms of tourism, what is interesting is that Guyana is working very hard in terms of its tourism industry, and ecotourism is something that's picking up nicely in our country.
And it should have been there for quite some time because we have the abundance of flora and fauna in Guyana, the pristine rainforest we have. We share the Amazon basin as well, the Guyanas as well.
Here is Cummins bowls outside the off stump, a little closer to the off stump on that occasion, but Reefer picked up the line well and allows it to go by to be taken by the keeper. What's the best time to visit Barbados? You think you can tell me that?
I think it will be the crop over season during the mid part of the year, the July August period as well. That should be very hot, very interesting. That would be a good time for me.
Well, for you.
There's also that period of thing when they have the Barbados test. There's usually that time as well. Usually a hive of activity on the island.
Well, here is Cummins. Comes up, he's in balls to a Barbadian who's playing for Guyana. He lets it go outside the off stump, taken by the keeper, no run.
So what does the statisticians say about the best time to visit?
Information I've got, it says from December to mid-April. It's the coolest season where you get good weather then. And it also says, the information also says that around June to November time, of course, is where you get the hurricane season, and that might be the cheapest time to travel to Barbados, actually. Here is Cummins, comes in now in brilliant sunshine. He's up, bowls to Reefer. Reefer drives, nice shot through where gully would have been. That came off the outer portion, but all along the ground and down to the boundary for 4. The first boundary this morning to a Barbadian playing for Guyana, 180 now for the loss of 7.
It was a wide delivery. It was there for the drive, and Reefer went for it and got it all along the ground, but off the outer part of the bat. Because it did not go too hard, perhaps that's why the edge was not found. But he got enough connection on perhaps the toe end of the bat, and it went down to third man very quickly. But it was a wide delivery to start with from Cummings, maybe just testing Reefer outside the off stump, as we see the first and second slip, giving themselves lots of room, maybe bordering on a third slip on a gully.
Well, he settles once more. Here is Cummins. Comes up, he's in bowls to Reefer. Reefer gets a good delivery on the line of the off stump, and he's across, covers up nicely and plays down to mid-off. No run, 170 for 7. So that lead now is 70 plus 24. That will be 94 if I'm correct.
That's correct, 94, and looking very good from the Guyana Jaguars standpoint. They lost those 7 wickets, but this pair at the crease now, they're battling, they're showing good determination and good presence of mind, not only to get runs, but to occupy the crease, which is very important.
Here is Cummins. Comes up, bowls to Reefer. Reefer gets the ball on the middle stump. Again, nice looking defensive stroke comes across and plays defensively down on the onside of the pitch. The over comes to an end, 170 for the loss of 7. Do you know that the name Barbados is derived from the bearded fig trees once found in abundance on the island? Very interesting, isn't it?
Very interesting indeed.
I guess you don't find them now, but that's how the name Barbados came about.
Maybe we can ask our good friend Stanley Prowell, who's actually, he says he's watching from Barbados. So Stanley, you can tell us about those fig trees.
Bearded fig trees. Once found in abundance on the island. Very interesting. Barbados also the birthplace of Rihanna, who actually moved from Barbados to pursue her music career at the age of 16. I understand she's also of partial Guyanese parentage. Rihanna. Wow. She's got a lot of followers around the world. Millions upon millions. Here is a ball that's turned away down to mid-on by Shepherd. Coming forward and driving down to mid-on. Oran, you great follower of music and Rihanna's music?
I love my music, and Rihanna, of course, we tend to listen. And it's very good to know that she has parentage from Guyana. The Fenties, so you must say good morning to the Fenties in Barbados and Guyana.
Right.
Yeah, rich history. You see, I think that's not surprising because many of the Caribbean nations were so close over the years.
That's right. Here is Minley comes up, bowls to Shepherd, gets the ball, cuts him in half. He jumped into line and then took the bottom hand away. The ball just bounces away towards back with point no run. That was sort of awkward. Good delivery from Minley there.
Yes, good body line, kind of a short delivery. And Shepherd there, not looking too comfortable handling it, but in the end he kept it out. And it's not necessarily how you do it, but once you do it. And that is certainly very good bowling from Minley, testing the pitch. And of course, that's in the body of Shepherd.
Minley comes up, bowls once more to Shepherd. Shepherd is forward punching back to the bowler, who picks up well in his follow through. 170 for the loss of 7. Marie for 38, 9 to Shepherd. Let's tell you, yesterday Chandrapal went for 19, Hemraj 9, Johnson 1, Vishal Singh 33, Barnwell 2, Rutherford 15, and Anthony Bramble 23. The wickets have fallen so far. The 7th wicket going down with the score at 140 in the 50th over. Close of play yesterday, 162 for 7. The Jaguars, Reefer 33 not out, Shepherd 7 not out, 20 extras in that total and 60 overs bowled at that stage. Here's a ball that comes back in, Tim wrapped on the pad, he's out, leg before. The dreaded finger of the umpire from Jamaica, that's Patrick Gustard, goes up. And so early break for the Barbados Pride this morning, removing Shepherd, leg before wicket to the bowling of Minley for 9. And oh, how well Minley has bowled in this innings, 170 for the loss of 8.
Yeah, good delivery, pitched up, and I think that's what did it for Shepherd. So Shepherd there opting to play from the crease, and perhaps that might have been hitting the leg stump from this vantage point. It would have been very difficult. It's kind of difficult for us to see, but the way in which he was playing the shot, falling over, we can perhaps say yes, he was actually hitting. It was actually hit just about leg stump because it was a foolish delivery from Minley. Well bowled to him. He actually tested him with some short deliveries previously, and now we got this one right up, and with the extra pace as well. He did it for the Barbados Pride as they look to now displace the Guyana Jaguars for not too much more. Right now the lead is just about 94. So because of that 94-run lead, the Pride think that if they can wrap up this innings quite quickly and cheaply, they can perhaps bat much better in their second innings, get back themselves into this game. Very good breakthrough for them.
So what are you going to do with this lead now? You're going to reduce it from 200? You started with a nice lead of 200.
Yes, I said once they can get through the first session without any loss, they will be able to look to get a 200-run lead. But now that Shepherd has gone, they perhaps look to maybe just a 120, 125, because Reefer is still there. He may want to take some more responsibility now, batting with debutant for the Guyana Jaguars, Ramal Lewis, and with Pamal still to come. He will want to shoulder most of the responsibility now with the bat.
Right, so Lois, the debutant, settles, takes his first ball as a right-hander, and he lets it go outside the off stump. A little bit of lift on that occasion, nicely taken by the keeper. Good bounce there for Minley. So Ramal Lois, tell us about his batting exploits, John. What little you know of him?
Nothing really. Yeah, he's played a few games for the Guyana Jaguars in the Super 50.
That's right.
But opportunities with the bat very limited as well. But we know that he played on the 19s. I saw him right here when he was captain for the West Indies on the 19s. And he looked composed, but because, like I said, of opportunities, he had a few half centuries in that series against Bangladesh. But other than that, not much opportunities really.
Mainly balls, just a short lift in delivery, came forward and took it on the glove actually as it bounces into the offside. No run, the over comes to an end. Lovely over from Minley, and the Barbadian fast bowlers have done pretty well. Minley has bowled well, Cummins has bowled well, and of course Jonathan Carter, who would have bowled pretty well. 170 for the loss of 8. The over comes to an end. Reef is on 38. Ramal Lewis yet to score, the Jamaican franchise player for Guyana. It's 170 for the loss of 8. John with a lead now of 94 on first innings points. They would hope to build on that. Some more thoughts from you, and then for the first time this morning, Inderjeet Prasad.
It's quite interesting the way cricket is these days. Ramal Lewis and Marquino Minley, they're both Jamaicans. They played for the Jamaica youth side at the same time, and now they're playing for two different teams. Mindley for the Barbados Pride and Ramal Lewis, of course, for the Guyana Jaguars. And here they are competing in 2019. Hello, Inderjeet.
Hello, John. Hello, listeners. Here is Cummins to the left-handed reefer. He allows the delivery to go by outside the line of the off stump. Went away into the gloves of Walcott, and there is no run. So the Pride getting the early breakthrough this morning. That of Romario Shepherd, LBW Mindley for 9, 170 for the loss of 8, and they continue to show great fight in the field, John.
Looking very good, and like I said, at the start of the Guyana Jaguars innings, the way the Barbados Pride started, they really wanted to get back in the contest.
And this is another good delivery by Cummins, just touching down around the line of the middle stump and lifting a little too. Reefer very comfortably in behind the delivery. Once again, there is no run. Ramal Lewis is actually having his first class match for the Jaguars.
For the Jaguars, second overall.
That's right. He actually played one first class match for Jamaica against Barbados. Has some experience, like you rightly said, in the regional one-day competition. He has had 15 matches and took 20 wickets. He's opening the face reefer, gets it down towards third man, and he's going to just walk the single. He now moves on to 39, 171 for the loss of 8. And Clyde, who has followed West Indies cricket for many, many years, said that Ramal Lewis actually started off as a batsman. So there should be some batting quality there.
You said many, many years. I guess that's a lot of years indeed.
A lot of years. You look at the color on the hair, that will tell you the years that you have spent in West Indies cricket.
Yes, since you're on the 19s, when I first saw him as the captain of the West Indies on the 19th side here in Guyana against Bangladesh, he looked very composed indeed, but like I said, because of opportunities, he was not able to expose his talent.
And this is beaten outside the line of the off stump. That's beautifully bowled.
Well bowled. And since yesterday, Cummins was bowling the ball in some very good areas, testing the batsmen, especially the right-handers outside that off stump. And credit must go to the bowling coach of the Barbados Pride. They bowled some very testing deliveries. They were not spraying it all over the place, but testing the batsmen almost every occasion.
Yes, 2 for 62 so far as we watch him begins to move in once again. He passes the umpire, Cummins bowls to Lewis. He hurries into the defensive shot, gets away towards short cover. There is no run. Beautiful morning for cricket, John.
Excellent. Nice cool wind, but nice sunshine as well. So yesterday we had some clouds building up, but we don't see that here today at Providence. Nice Friday morning, and those in the vicinity can come out to watch first class cricket. It's really a nice day for cricket. The Jaguars, they're doing much better than they did in a few other matches right here, so you can come out and support the Jaguars.
Here is Cummins once again. Nice flowing rhythm. Comes up, bowls to Lewis, and he's beaten outside the line of the off stump. He pushed at that one, and the ball missing the edge.
Wonderful bowling from Cummins. Continues to look very good bowling from the media center end, and because of that nagging line, Ramal Lewis, who had a half push, was beaten. Well bowled.
Yes, and I listened to the discussion between yourself and Matthew Kisoon a little bit earlier this morning, talking about independence for Barbados and independence for Guyana. John. There are many, many people in the Caribbean who believed there was actually a lone reason why these countries in the Caribbean were given independence around that same era, 1962, 63, 66, and so on. And I'll tell you about that. That Frank Worrell team that went to England in 1963, Worrell, Weeks, and Walcott, Rohan Kanai, Basil, Butcher, a very, very strong team. West Hall and so on was in that team. They defeated England 3 test matches to 1. 1 was drawn, and it was said that the Queen of England could not bear to see West Indies beat England at their own game, and they decided to say, let's give them independence, so they're going to break up and we're going to dominate the world. This is a delivery pitched in line with the off stump. He's defending down towards short cover, and there is no run.
I think our colleague and friend Clyde Butts, who would have been around then, will be able to shed some light on that when he comes on. But I think if that is the reason indeed, it was a blessing in disguise, because we as a Caribbean now, we are united still, despite not being under one, let's say under one government really, but we're still under CARICOM, which is strength in unity still.
Yes, so true. Well, if that was the case, it didn't work because the Caribbean actually united. Here is a delivery in the line of the middle stump. No ball, signaled by the umpire. Worked away by Reefer down towards short mid-wicket. They get the single. So 2 more will be added to the Jaguars' total, 172 for the loss of 8. And that 1963 team to England, Hall and Griffith, Gibbs, Kanai, Sobers, Worrell, Derek Murray, Basil, Butcher, Hunt, Joey Carew, Willie Rodriguez, Joe Solomon, Easton McMorris. Some believe it was the best cricket team the world has ever seen.
And it certainly sounds that way indeed, because of all of what we read after that. And like I said, history pretty much tells a story.
Yes. Here is Mindley once again from the southern end. He passes the umpire, comes in and bowls. He's coming forward, opens the face, gets it out towards backward point. Once again, there is no run. Clyde Lloyd disputed that. Clyde Lloyd said, did you guys study my 1984 team that went to England and whitewash them? You'll never know. There's so many great teams as well. That 1953 team that went, Australian 1948 team with Bradman as well. I guess every era would have produced outstanding cricketers and outstanding teams as well.
Most definitely. And everybody will argue for their era, of course.
Yes. So here is Mindley once again. He passes umpire Patrick Gustard, comes in and bowls. And this is a big drive. It's gone high in the air, and it's going to go way over wide, long off for 4 runs. That was a fine shot indeed, and well played by Ramal Lewis.
Yeah, he gets off the mark, but just before that, that delivery from Marquina Mindley that had Ramal Lewis stretching forward in defense. Mindley went up to him and uttered a few words. Like I said, they were teammates at a youth level for Jamaica, so they are very good friends as well. And they had that friendly exchange of words. And the very next delivery, Ramal Lewis got off the mark with that lofted drive over the head of the bowler.
And that was a bold shot. Everything was good about it. Ramal Lewis is coming quietly forward this time. Good response. And Mindley picks the ball up in his follow-through and threatened to throw. Ramal Lewis just ran away. Good little byplay going on out in the middle.
Yes, it's good for the game. It's clean fun, if you want to call it that. Nice, nice competitive action. It's a contest within this contest as well. And when Mindley threatened to throw down the stumps, Ramal Lewis stepped away and said, look, it's right there, have a go.
Yes, and Mindley's hurt with that shot that was played by Ramal Lewis. He starts his approach once again, comes up, bowls to Lewis. He gets a short lifting delivery, he's defending, drops it away down towards short mid-off, and there is no run. 177. That's right, 177 for the loss of 8. And Mindley, he's bowling his heart out. You look at that run-up, and you can see inside of that run-up, he's very aggressive, and he's working very, very hard, and purposeful run-up as well. And this is good to see. He turns in the distance and begins that approach now. He passes the umpire, comes up, bowls to Lewis, and that's another short lifting delivery. Lewis plays it away down towards short cover. That was a good ball.
Very well bowled. He's not a quick bowler, tear-away fast bowler, but he's bowling within his limitations and bowling good line and good lengths as well. So that was a very good delivery. But Ramal Lewis has been showing good technique, good defense, but that one was a bit quicker from Mindley, and he had him a bit uncomfortable. But nonetheless, because Ramal Lewis was committed to the defensive shot, it was no danger really. Good contest, like I said. But the boundary from Ramal Lewis to get off the mark also took the lead for the Guyana Jaguars past the 100 mark. They're now leading by exactly 101 runs. So that's a very good psychological advantage as well. So now they'll want to add to that. It's going to be bonus really, while the Pride will want to see the back of one of these batsmen to get this innings wrapped up as soon as possible.
Yes, John, and I thought that you would have called it right this morning. In the context of the game, this lead is a very, very healthy one. Hemraj made 9 yesterday, Tejnarain Chandapal 19, as Cummins moves in and bowls to the left-handed Reefer. He turns it away down towards forward square and will take a single. The score will now move on to 178 for the loss of 8 wickets. Reefer, he moves on to 40. Vishal Singh made 33, Leon Johnson made 1, Christopher Barnwell 2, Bramble 23, Rutherford 20. Those were the wickets that fell yesterday. Overnight, the Jaguars 162 for 7. Reefer was on 33, Shepherd on 7, enjoying a lead of 86. Today, Shepherd, the lone batsman, back in the pavilion for 9. Here is Cummins. He moves in, comes up, bowls to Lewis. That's a good delivery, jagged back, got the thick inside edge, and it's played away into the offside field. There is no run. Another good delivery.
Wonderful. A nice line on the line of the body of Ramal Lewis. New batsman on debut for the Jaguars, the second overall first-class match. Of course, there'll be some butterflies there, but Cummins now, who has been bowling since the start of the day's play some 30 minutes ago, he's now fired up and getting the ball in some good areas more often than not and testing the number 10 for the Jaguars.
Yes, and this is good fast bowling. Here is Lewis once again. In fact, it's Cummins outside the line of the off stump. Short, lifting delivery. Goes by into the gloves of Walcott, and there is no run. When you look at West Indies cricket now, John, the likes of Shannon Gabriel, Kemar Roach, young Alzari Joseph, and Holder himself coming along. This is good to see because these are the bowlers you're looking to as well. Injuries, you never know, might very well keep some out, whatever reason. So you're in the thick of things. You want to ensure that the selectors continue to think highly of you.
I think Cummins has been reminding Courtney Brown, who's right here, that he's available.
And that's a good delivery as well. And Ramal Lewis plays it well. He defends on the onside of the pitch. The score stays on 178 for the loss of 8. Carter bowled his heart out yesterday. 18 overs, 3 for 42. Holder had 5 overs for 13. Springer, 8 overs, 1 for 11. Jomel Warrican, 8 overs for 16. In my mind, I think he's a little bit disappointing. He came here after performing excellently against the Windwards, 11 wickets in that match. Mindley, 13 overs, 2 for 27. Excellent bowling as well. And Cummins, 2 for 63. He's in the 17th over. Here is Cummins. He comes up, bowls to Lewis. That's another good delivery, and he's coming forward. He defends, plays down towards short cover. There is no run.
Yeah, good technique being shown by Lewis. Nice defense. Everything behind it. He looks very good when he's in defense. The one scoring shot he had so far was that lofted shot of Mindley in the previous over, and he looks good. So I think Reefer can give him a lot of confidence and perhaps look to him as a good partner to take the Guyana Jaguars deep into this innings.
Yes, and Reefer is not looking to shield him at all. He's looking for every possible run. This is another good delivery. Just coming back a shade into the right-hander, and he's defending once again up towards short cover. The over's been completed. Lewis is kept on 4. Reefer is on 40. The Jaguars 178 for the loss of 8.
Good over from Cummins once again, testing the number 10, who's equal to the task. So it's competitive cricket still. The Jaguars leading by just over 100 runs. In first-class cricket, you can say that's not a big lead, but in the context of this game, with the first innings ending with one team bowled out for 76, you can say that's a sizable lead. Low scoring contest so far, 178 for the Jaguars. So more they add to that, it will be further out of the reach for the Barbados Pride. Lots of time still in this game in the Jeet.
Yes, certainly. Here is Marquino Mindley once again from the southern end around the wicket. He comes up, bowls to Reefer, short lifting delivery, and Reefer plays it well down towards short cover. There is no run, 178 for the loss of 8. There are 2 slips. We have a third man, cover on the boundary. There's a short extra cover, a wide mid-off, a mid-on, and a short backward square. So John has left and Clyde Butts has joined me in the analyst chair. Good morning to you, Clyde.
Good morning to you and the Jeet, and good morning to listeners wherever you are.
Here is Minley, comes in, bowls to refund. He's driving. That's a fine shot out towards cover. And he's going to get another single. He moves on to 41. And the score will move on by 1 to 182 now for the loss of 8. I reached a gentleman at Central, Mike Coney, yesterday morning. It slipped me to tell you, but he asked me to say hello to you, Clyde. You remember a guy named Francis Downer?
Of course I do. Of course I do. Mr. Downer was one of our outstanding teachers and headmaster.
Yes, regional education officer.
Regional education officer. And when I just started playing cricket as well, he used to coordinate the school cricket and things like that up in that area. So
sure.
Of course I remember Mr. Downer.
Lifting delivery, played away down towards the short mid-wicket position. There is no run. And he remembered a match. He said Clyde Butts came from that area. And he went and played the boys from Scott School and he took advantage. You bowled them down, Clyde. He said you bowled them down for just 4 runs.
I'm not sure. Well, I think it would have been Methodist School.
Methodist.
Remember, we had 2 primary schools in my colony.
Right. The Methodist was next to the gas station.
Oh, yes.
That's right. So here is Mindley once again. He sprints in, comes up and bowls to Lewis. That's a good delivery. Beaten outside the line of the off stump, 179 for 8.
And Lewis looks good in terms of his defense. He's very stubborn. And I think I said earlier when I was behind that Lewis actually, when he was playing for Jamaica and Jamaica youth captain, he more played as a batsman who can bowl. He was a genuine all-round player. He bowled a lot, but he used to bat at with 4 or 5 thereabouts, and he used to bowl his off-spin. So he's a batsman. He's not by no means a rabbit with the bat.
Yes, and when you're batting at this position, lower down the order, he has looked real good. And he comes forward very competently onto the front foot, plays down towards short cover. And once again, there is no run. His judgment seemed to be good as well.
Oh, yes. He's a good player. He's a good cricketer on the whole, and he's got a good cricket brain as well. So it's not like he's just a good bowler or a good fielder. He's a very, very useful cricketer. And I think, you know, when you look at the situation, he has made the Guyana Jaguars 4-day team. He has done well for us in the regional one days. So I think you've got to say that Guyana has got 2 good buys.
And he flicks at this one, gets it down towards a fine leg. And looking for the second there, Lewis just losing his balance a little, slipped, went onto the ground. They decide they're going to stay at 1. So the over is completed. Lewis gets another run. He moves on to 5. It's now 100 and, well, the scoreboard is now saying, I think it should
180?
be 180 for the loss of 8.
And I like the way how the Barbados fast bowlers has actually bowled this morning. Both has run in and bowled with good venom. They've bowled in good areas. And they've caused both batsmen a little bit of trouble. And they haven't given any free runs away. Yes, Reefer got a 4 through the offside early on. But it wasn't a bad delivery, actually. I think mainly was looking to pitch the ball up, invite Reefer to drive through the offside. He had 2 slips and a man in the gully. So they haven't bowled badly. They've really come out and show that although they've only made 76 in the first innings, they're going to still fight. What would be interesting is to see how quick they can get these 2 quickly, because they don't want this to put on another 40, 50 runs, because then that could take the game away from you.
Yeah, so here is Cummins once again. He comes up, bowls to Lewis. He's defending, plays down towards short cover. There is no run. Maybe we can share some overnight scores around the region with you. Jamaica Scorpions, they're playing the Leeward Islands Hurricanes in Jamaica. The Hurricanes, they were all out for 210. Scorpions in reply, they were 77 for the loss of 2 overnight. Brandon King, he's on 35, and Jermaine Blackwood on 31. So interesting battle going on there. The Leewards Hurricanes, they are second standing in the table. As we watch this next delivery, short delivery, and that was handled well by the right-handed Lewis down towards backward point, 180 for 8.
Yeah, and looking at Lewis, again, that was a good delivery. It was short, it bounced on him, and he handled it very well. He came up on his toes and just played it down into the gully area. So he is certainly looking as if he's not going to give his wicket away, and that's good.
Yes, you need to put a premium on your wicket, and this is exactly what he's doing. Trinidad and Tobago. against the Volcanoes. I'll give you that overnight score in a moment. And this time genuinely beaten outside the line of the off stump. He pushed at one, and the ball left him 180 for the loss of 8. The Twin Island Republic at stumps. That's the Red Force. 254 for the loss of 6. Carrie Pierre is an 80 not out. Imran Khan 71 not out. Sherman Lewis picking up 3 for 54.
So that was a good rescuing act there,
yes,
because
certainly.
they were in some trouble. And here again, we talk about cricket, and Imran Khan has been one of the players that has played for Trinidad for years and years, and he's always done well for them.
Yes, he has done well. That's a delivery wrapped on the pad, and at the last moment, we think that's Cummins, and he went up with the appeal, but realizing the ball was going down the leg side, and just went out of the appeal. Umpire Ramdin will have none of it.
I think that's what the region needs. We don't not only need the cricketers that are going to play for West Indies. We need the best regional cricketers to be playing cricket and to compete to make the regional cricket back into a tough first-class cricket. And certainly, I think that would do West Indies cricket no ends of good.
Yes, here is a delivery down the leg side, taken on the pad, goes away down towards short mid-wicket. There is no run. And I've seen a little story where our West Indies skipper Jason Holder, he had some discussion with the Players Association. You know, they were putting up a case about having a structure of payments standardized across the world for players, because so many players, you're losing them. Of course, you spend money to develop them. It's a case of seeking employment at higher earnings. And with all these leagues propping up around the world, they just want to put a balance to this thing. Here is Cummins. He bowls to Lewis, and he gets a good delivery. No ball. Signal by umpire Ramdani. Warm out to the score, 181 for the loss of 8.
Yeah, and I agree totally with Holder in terms of that. For example, and this is my take, that we have got cricketers playing here. Here is Cummins, who is actually a West Indian player.
That's right.
But Cummins gets the same feel like everybody else. If somebody else is making their debut for Barbados, he gets the same feel. That is not right. Something has got to be wrong about that.
Here is this next delivery. It's a drive by Lewis just over the head of the short mid-off. Went pretty close down towards the long off boundary. The return comes in, and Lewis gets 2 more, 182 for the loss of 8.
Yeah, and that was a good delivery again, just slightly short of a rank. Ramal Lewis was coming on the front foot, looking to drive it. I don't think he was deliberately looking to go over the top. Hit high on the bat, and it just eluded the man at mid-off. I think Cummins would be encouraged by that. But again, he has bowled already for 5-6 overs. So he may be thinking, well, that's my stint for the day, for the morning. So we'll just have to wait and see. But certainly the bowlers have done their job. They've bowled pretty well. But Lewis and Rifa especially, has been equal to the task. He has been out there since yesterday afternoon. He has showed what a professional cricketer he is. He's the one man that has stood between Barbados Pride Bowling Guyana for 150 or for them to get 220 or a decent lead.
104 now would be the lead on first innings. What would you want to take that up to, like 150?
Well, I think the Jaguars would want as much as possible. I'm sure they would be still thinking inside there, if we can get to the 150, 175 lead, we've got a huge advantage in this game. Because I don't think the Barbados Pride is going to lie down and die in the second innings. I don't think they'll just give up. I think they'll come out there and want to bat for long. Whether they would get to 300 and make a game of it, it's something that we'll have to wait and see.
Right, and I think good morning again to listeners right across Guyana, the Eastern Caribbean, in Barbados in particular. Following very closely what's happening here with your side, being dismissed for 76 in the first innings. The lowest score here at Providence. I think the third lowest against Guyana. I think the lowest would have been 58 in 2012 at Kensington Oval. Here is a ball that's edged and in fact didn't carry, dropping just in front of, looks like Boucher. Is it at first slip?
And here again with that, I think that was the keeper's chance, because Boucher had to dive away to his right, and the keeper had to go to his left because it's a left-handed batsman. And once the ball is going to Boucher's right, the keeper has to go for it. The keeper has to go for it, and I think he would have had a better opportunity of taking that catch.
And look who's the bowler, Jonathan Carter. Would you believe it? Getting something to happen already.
It's funny as well when you look at the keeper and the first slip. They're virtually standing in line with each other.
That's turned away to square leg for no run. That's Reefer who edged the first delivery, dropping just in front of Boucher first slip. Because
And one expects the wicket keeper to be standing in front of the first slip. They are standing in line.
And I noticed their slip scored, and they've got men spaced out. So you've got Boucher first, and then you've got Warwick in more of a fourth slip position. Here is a ball that he leaves outside the off stump.
It is even stranger than you actually think, because I think the wicket keeper is actually behind the first slip. So that's even stranger than I initially thought. I haven't seen that a lot of times in cricket. Matter of fact, maybe the first time I'm seeing it.
Right, and you're looking about Barbados batting a second time. Of course, Brooks and Carter would want to make amends. They're the senior men in the side who can get the runs for Barbados to ensure that this game is not an easy walkover, for the Jaguars. And they would want to really make amends in the second innings. Didn't do well at all in the first, and that's a short ball that's tucked in the air. A miscued shot here from Reefer. Ball that makes a bit of height on him, and it went in the air, lobbed over backward square. And he got a single, Clyde Butts, 183 for the loss of 8. Reefer's on 42 now.
Well, that was a miscued shot from Reefer. It was a short ball from Jonathan Carter. It bounced high, I thought, and that would have done Reefer in. And Reefer was looking to hit it, I think, just over square leg. Had get hit high on the bat, and it just lobbed over the man at square leg. So Carter would be encouraged by that, I'm sure. And it seems to be a little bit of a niggle between Carter and Reefer. I think we saw that since yesterday afternoon. So Carter obviously has decided he's going to test him.
And using the conditions nicely, understanding what's happening at Providence, Carter's bowled with intelligence since yesterday. 18 overs on the trot, picked up 3 wickets, I think, for 45 runs. He's now in his first over this morning. Of course, Shepherd went early this morning, leg before wicket to the bowling of Minley for 9. 30-run 8-wicket partnership coming to an end. The second highest. The first would have been 36. Here is a ball that's pushed into the offside, picked up in the gully, and there is no run. So Reefer 42 looking for another half century. 183 for 8. Ramalho is the Jamaican franchise player. On debut, the off spinner, he's on 7. And the scoreboard says
on
22.
debut for Guyana.
For Guyana, 22 extras. He did play a game for Jamaica. And the way he's played so far, he seems to want to hit the ball very hard and in the air. Forward he comes, turns it into the onside, no run. You think he's more of a one-day sort of batsman? He's in that sort of mode?
No, I don't think he is. I think he is a good player, good batsman. He's I think with those 2 shots, one was deliberate, where he went over mid-off, but the other one, I think, was a miscued shot where he went over mid-off. I think the length wasn't there for the drive, but he went on with the shot. I don't think you'll see him play a lot of those shots.
Right, so 107 the lead now in first innings. I think the Pride will be looking keenly at that deficit, because they've got to get their top order performing. Mosley, Boucher, Brooks, Carter, and the young 21-year-old Springer can bat as well. So they've got a little bit of batting there, and Brooks and Carter would want to surely make amends. Carter's done well with the ball in hand so far, so he would want to come good in his second knock. But it's not that it's a team that cannot compete. We talked yesterday about no Brathwaite, no Shane Dowridge, no Roston Chase, but that has happened a lot in West Indies cricket and in Caribbean cricket, in terms of the territories where sometimes your big time players are not there, but a lot of young players have stepped up, Clyde, and that's important. That's what the 4-day first class tournament is all about.
I think when your bench is good, that means you've got good cricketers playing for you. If you're struggling with your bench, then you are going to struggle generally, because not all the time your players are going to be available to you. So Barbados, the players here, and I know there are quite a few players that we have spoken about in terms of people like Stout and so on. Why he's not playing? Because he has done human services for for Barbados as well. Whether he's injured, I'm not aware. But certainly, you know, Kyle Corbin and all of those guys. I think Corbin started this year, obviously fell away and probably replaced. But those are players that the region still needs, because even if they're not playing at this level, they may be still playing club cricket, and club cricket is very important to the regional system as well.
A lot of club cricket played in Barbados as well. They really do not make jokes with their club cricket at all. Craig Brathwaite would have played a lot of club cricket in Barbados. Here is a ball from Warwican, brought into the attack from the commentary box and brings Reefer forward as he plays back to Warwican. No run. He's in his 9th over, none for 16. Jamel Warwican, the scoreboard says. We've not had the son with us for a while now. He's on drive in full toss down towards long on for Cummins to come in to pick up. So Reefer gets his 43rd run, 184 for the loss of 8. Clyde, final game tomorrow, ODI, West Indies versus England at the Darren Sammy Stadium. Would you make any changes to the West Indies side?
I think it will be a difficult thing to do. I would love to see Russell playing, but again, you've got a man who has just made a 50, and that's Carlos Brathwaite, and I think that would have been the obvious choice for him to play in.
Warwican with a slip and a forward short leg brings Lewis forward as he plays into the offside, and there is no run.
We may well see Bishu being left out and Russell playing, but that would certainly lengthen your batting as well.
I actually discussed that with John this morning before the game started. Forward comes Lewis, pushed into the offside again, no run. It's not that Bishu was bowled that badly. I think he was unlucky. There were a couple of drop chances off of his bowling. And of course, the end result will be that if you bowl 10 overs to 70 runs and you didn't get a wicket, no one will remember that maybe you could have got 2 wickets. But the chances went a begging. Here's a ball that's driven up to mid-off, no run.
Well, I think most of the bowlers in that last game went for a lot of runs. There's no doubt about that on both sides.
Here is Warwican giving some here that's swept through forward square, that's 4 runs. No one needs to move for that. Just the fielder from the short mid-wicket area will trot to receive that ball from over the boundary ropes. 188 for the loss of 8. He picked that up nicely, Ramal Lewis, and swept it nicely through forward square for 4.
Yeah, that was a good-looking shot from Ramal Lewis. He didn't try to hit it behind. He picked it up from outside off stump and hit it square. Nicely done. There was nobody out in that area, so that was nicely done by Ramal Lewis.
Right, so 188 for 8 as the over comes to an end. Some dark clouds over and over. But you're talking about all the bowlers going for runs. Look, that innings from Joss Butler was fantastic. 150. Tremendous knock, actually.
And sometimes we tend to forget what happened with the rest of the batsmen, you know. When you think of Joss Butler and Chris Gale.
Right.
But Ian Morgan played a wonderful
right.
innings. We've all forgotten about that. The other guy from England batted very
Alex
well.
Hales at the
Alex
top.
Hales
Right.
batted well at the top.
Here is a ball pitched outside the off stump. Carter bowling around the wicket to Reefer. And there is no run.
Bravo played a nice little innings.
Right.
Nice little supporting innings initially to Chris Gale, and then he stepped up to the end, and then Carlos Brathwaite coming down at the end looked like if he wanted to win the game for us, and then they lost those 2 wickets in 2 deliveries, and that was it for us.
And the value of the leg spinner as well. That Adil Rashid, that's driven. Nice shot, but well fielded by, looks like the captain, Shamar Brooks at extra cover.
And in all that, everybody forgot about the England fast bowlers, who bowled very well indeed, and he had the first 4 wickets. And I think that was the one. That was the bowler, Mark Wood, who put the pressure on West Indies.
Right, here is Carter, comes up, he's in Reefers, walking into defensive stroke, turns it away to forward square. Fielder comes from behind the umpired square leg to tidy up. That's Springer, and there is no run. 188 for the loss of 8. Well, you thought that was a lovely pitch for one-day cricket, wasn't it?
Well, you're talking purely in a batsman's perspective, aren't you? What happened to us poor bowlers who have got to bowl on a flat track like that? What happened to us?
Yeah, but
we don't count?
Get back to that in a moment. That's a ball that beats Reefer. He's again walking forward, and then play that delivery from Carter outside the off. Some good smart bowling from Carter, taken by the keeper, no chance of a run. One-day cricket is all about lots of runs being scored, Clyde,
So
and wickets being taken. But,
But
you don't
then-
want in a
then-
one-day game for a side to be
then-
dismissed for
but
8.
then that was a wicket that the bowlers were just serving it up because they had no chance really on that pitch, except of course Mark Wood, who
That's
bowled
right.
with pace and bounce. But the other bowlers looked very ordinary.
Here was a ball that's played into the offside, no run. But the Grenadians got
Shouldn't
their
we-
money's
shouldn't-
worth,
shouldn't-
didn't they?
shouldn't the pitches be a little bit more balanced?
I'm-
Oh no, it's purely a batsman's game, is it?
You got me there
Oh.
on that one. But
Oh,
I
I
think the
see, I
Grenadians
see.
would have been really happy.
Of course they were.
You
Of
know,
course they were.
they got their money's
I
worth.
think those are the type of pitches I would love to see 2020 cricket played on.
Carter comes up, bowls, that's on the middle stump, worked away, backward of square by Reefer for 1. He moves to 44 now, 189 for the loss of it. So the Jaguars are inching for a batting point, inching closer to get a batting point when they get to 200. And Barbados need 2 wickets, of course, to get the 3 bowling points. And based on the fast bowling department, how many wickets they pick up, some extra bonus points as well. Points very important. The over comes to an end, 189 for 8, 11 to Ramal Lewis, 44 to Reefer Clyde. But yes, what do you think about Providence in terms? I think you're going to feel, or you have this gutsy feeling that if you can get a little better track at Providence, T20 cricket, the runs, you can get a lot more runs here.
Well, over the past year or so, I think it has improved.
Warwican comes up, pulls to Reefer drives down to long off. There's a fielder planted for that shot. He gets his 45th run now, 190 for the loss of 8.
I think over the past year or so, it has improved, and the scores would have shown that. But before then, I don't know if I should say this on air, but if I was a paying spectator coming to the stadium before then, I would have been annoyed that I come to watch some entertaining cricket and sides were being bowled out for 110, 120 and so on. I think those scores were disappointing in terms of 2020 cricket.
Change of line on this occasion from Warwican, bowling around the wicket to Lois. Lois forward defensive plays down the track, no run, 190 for 8. But T20 cricket certainly on the up. Cricket has evolved a lot over the years, and most spectators now around the world really love T20 cricket. Forward comes Lois, plays into the offside, no run. But you don't take anything away from Test cricket and first-class cricket. Here's where you've got to battle a lot and show your skills, be very patient, because cricket is a very tough game. Here is a ball given some flight that swung away. Where is that gone? In fact, it's coming for a catch at deep mid-on. So Lois giving his hand away here, 91 for 8, swinging the ball in the air. The edge, a little top edge, coming down, flying to deep mid-on, Clyde Butts, and Ramal Lewis goes for 11, 191 for 9.
Well, Ramal Lewis in the previous over had played that shot, and